Yes, people, and welcome back to another video on the Bridge YouTube channel where we bring you all things Chelsea. And this is the instant match review, Chelsea 2, Arsenal 2. I want to talk about this game overall, and that is the fact that, in my opinion, it's a disappointing result. I feel like really, honestly and truly, we should have been finishing this game Chelsea 2, Arsenal nil. It's quite a disappointing result, particularly the two goals that have been conceded. But we'll get into that. Of course, as always, there will be positives, but there will also be negatives in this review. But at the end of the day, it's 2-2. Would I have taken this draw at the beginning of before this game? Yes. However, if circumstances change, I always say this when I talk about previews and then on to reviews, which is that you can predict something's gonna happen, but when you watch the game and then you get the result, things can change, in my opinion, and that's what we're here to talk about at the end of the day. Now, let's talk about the first half. So the first half, we really came out of the tracks really fast. We've been very aggressive. Cole Palmer, false nine, Sterling, Mudryk were really working there. Gallagher was having a sterling performance, if I may say so myself. Really pushing hard, working hard. We were then able to get that handball opportunity, which led to the penalty for Chelsea, which Cole Palmer was able to slot in quite nicely. Now that's 2 goals for him now in back-to-back games. So big up to Cole Palmer. Very happy for him too. We still continue that first half. We're really aggressive, really controlling the game, in my opinion. That's the one thing I really liked about the first half. Controlling the game, creating chances. We were really making sure to lock up Arsenal. I think Kukurea did a great job against Saka, in my opinion, as well, making sure that he wasn't getting as many opportunities as he can. Defended him really man to man, which he did a great job at doing, in my opinion. Considering what he does best. I've always said I think Kukurea has the R1 button unlocked sometimes, but I think defensively he's always got to be able to do a good and quality job for you in that position as the left back. Now he did a good job there. Obviously he was able to do what he needed to do. We move now. Going into the second half, Mudryk was able to get that goal via brilliant assist via Gallagher on the wrong side of David Raya, over the top. Great goal for him. That's 2 goals now he scored at Chelsea. I think that's also his first home goal for Chelsea Football Club as well. So I'm very, very happy for my brother. Wake up to Mudryk. He had a very good performances. When he got the ball, he was being very, direct, demanding, and everything as such. So we need to give a big up for him from there. I think from then onwards, we created some chances. I felt like at times Cole Palmer was being a bit, greedy at times after that second goal opportunity. Obviously Mudryk got taken off in the 65th minute. And I feel like from there, it felt like we were kind of like the pressure had dropped. We weren't being on the ball too much. We weren't being as focused as we were previously, and that led to the stupid error, which we were passing the ball through defense to Enzo, then to Enzo, and then Rice is able to get the ball and put the ball into the back of an open net because Sanchez is on the other side. So that led to the 2-1 there. Then the 2-2, of course. Saka is able to cut inside, long ball. No one got in the back post for some reason, and bish bash bong goal goes in there. And that's a pull for me. That is a pull by Sanchez, in my opinion, in particular, because he should have been able to save that at the end of the day. So I'm not too happy about that one too. Now that after that, we kind of rejuvenate Arsenal, sit for that sort of thing. At the end of the day, the game did end 2-2. So again, we gain a point against Arsenal. Good start to what people have called a tricky fixture list for us. I always said this before. For Chelsea Football Club, against a lot of these teams, Chelsea, will be able to do a lot more going forward. Particularly for the fact that, we are going against certain opposition where, they're going to be a bit more open up compared to other teams. We know that Pochettino is not necessarily as strong against low block teams per se. So being able to do that job, of course, being able to, face teams that are going to be a bit more open, a bit more attacking is to Chelsea's advantage at the end of the day. So there's that too. Now, going into, some of the guys that I want to speak about, Gusto, great performance against Martinelli, locked him up in my opinion too. I was very happy about Gusto. Thiago Silva had a good performance in my opinion too. Levi Colwill had a balanced performance. Gallagher, man, Captain Gallagher, you know what I mean? Captain leader, you know what I mean? That's Captain leader, that's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to chill out on it. But Gallagher, obviously, he had a great performance there too. Quality play. I was very happy about the way he was playing, in my opinion, as well. So I want to give him a massive big up to Conor Gallagher as well. So, he was doing what he needed to do best. Going after, henceforth from Gallagher, in my opinion, Enzo Caicedo had a very good game, was doing really well in that midfield battle against Rice in particular. He was doing a great job there at the end of the day. So, he was cooking there, in my opinion, as well. And Enzo was great, but the thing for me when it came to Enzo, I feel like around about the 70th minute mark, that guy was knockout, bro. He was tired, bro. And like, I feel like, yeah, that is the time you bring on Ugochukwu. You've been trusting Ugochukwu, you've been trusting Mudryk, just like you trust Mudryk and some of these other younger players, Gusto, and all these guys. Now is the time to trust someone like Ugochukwu, bring him on, provide that bit more defensive solidity that you needed to, in my personal opinion, which I believe he can do, and that would have been, I think, a bit more better because then you would have had a lot more defensive minded midfield. Caicedo, Ugochukwu would have been a lot more stronger, particularly if Gallagher, who was being a bit more of the starting pressing aggressor as well, which would have worked really well in that midfield and allow Enzo time off because that guy was cooked, in my opinion, as I've said previously. Now, for me personally, we saw that obviously he brought on Reece James. I think it was just to tighten up the ship, but he was playing almost like a right wing back, and then he was playing Madueke left wing back for some reason. Obviously to do a job for the last 10 minutes. Clearly, that Sally was not able to work out at the end of the day. But again, it comes back to me that I thought that these subs are coming too late. You know what I mean? We've spoken about before previously on this channel the lack of what I would like to call in-game management Pochettino. And that's the thing for me. You need to be making better subs at the right time. It's all well and good. You're always taking off Mudryk at 65th minute. But we need more. When we needed those subs, it should have happened a lot more earlier, such that the team could be a bit more solidified, and we could have gone again and been a bit more, in shape in the style of play that you wanted to for the remaining amount of time. Now, one thing I will definitely say about Pochettino is that you can clearly see the style, the patterns of play, the styles of play he wants to play. The team is looking a lot more stronger going forward, in my opinion, too. We can clearly score goals now. That's another thing now that we're doing now. We're scoring goals a bit more regularly than we have done previously. So those are again massive positive to takes. Again for me, and I've said this previous in this video. Negatives wise, personally for me, again, I feel like we were a bit more complacent when we were winning that 2-0. We should have been a bit more demanding going forward. We need to be a bit more focused, a bit more decisive when we want to do stuff, being less greedy. But, again, all the stuff that we're talking about, is from young players. This is where, you want a guy like a Sterling to put his arm around, a Palmer, or someone else to be like, listen, bro, being a bit too greedy, chill out. Thiago Silva, this is his last year at the football club. As we all know, this is the time where we told his fellow defenders, chill out, calm, cool, collected. You know what I'm saying? So this is where I want leadership there to be a bit more, active, because we know we've got a young squad, and these lapses in adjustment can happen at the end of the day. So that's what I want to see happen. Now, in regards to Nicholas Jackson, actually, who came on, he had a few good chances. I felt like he could have done some of them. The last chance in the game, for example, that he had, I felt like he knew the sleeper caught up to him, so he was trying to do a little stop-start tactic. Didn't work. Obviously, he was 1v1 against Raya, and then he put it into his hands. I thought like, if you're going to move past the goalkeeper, you need to make a bigger stride and not into his hands at the end of the day. So, again, I always speak about this with Jackson. First season, I'm not going to be too harsh on him here, but, these are stuff he needs to improve and get better at the end of the day. Now, if I was to give player ratings, I want to talk about Sanchez actually before I do that. In my opinion, Sanchez, bro, you need to do better, broski. We were playing pretty well in the first half and the second, for most of the second half. But that second goal one was, oh, come on, bro. You have to do better there, man. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure a lot of Chelsea fans knew when we get in Sanchez, the upgrade that is going to be on Kepa is going to be minimal at the end of the day. It's going to be a bit more plus, but it's not going to be that much compared to what we're probably asking for at the end of the day. So we will see I'm a bit disappointed in him, man, for the second goal, man. Again, very disappointed. I'm not happy the fact that we allowed Arsenal to come back into this game. This really should have been ending 2-0 Chelsea, and that would have been happy days, bro. But really annoying, but onward and onward and upwards. Next week, you got Brentford. That's another, we should be winning that game at the end of the day, and we should be continuing on this trajectory, you know what I'm saying? Continue on this trajectory, continue to play we're playing, make sure we do not have lapses in judgment, similarly to what we had against Arsenal, and we will be fine. That's all I will say on that one still. But at the end of the day, if you're an Arsenal fan, one thing I would say is quite worrying, bro. The fact that, Chelsea, aside that, many of you guys have said not that many players would get into, but yet you're playing quite poor too at the end of the day, for the majority of those games. So it's a bit worrying. You've literally let City come back in now because they were able to beat Brighton 2-1. So, it's unlucky for you, man. But at the end of the day, man, I was going to do star review, but I feel like that's not necessary at the end of the day. And they reduce you to we'll take the point. But you know, listen, we need to get more points in the board, man. More points in the board. It's simple as that. For me, at the end of the day. So that's why, you know, that's my review. Thank you guys again for watching. Literally only 25 away. I think only 80 away, just 20 away from like getting what's it called, 1,000 subscribers. Help everybody out from, you know, the shame of losing 2-2. But I've been your host of the most, the Bridge 258. Love and guidance. Dedicate your hearts, and as always, make sure to stay blue.